Let's make it a good day.
Coming up today, so many hot topics in the hot dish. Wendy Williams is having another health emergency. What is going on? Plus, our first look at the new season of the Great British Bake Off. Then, it is my annual trip to one of the largest rummage sales in the country. What treasures have I found this year? And the Jason Show team are ready to reveal their latest best things ever. What potions, lotions, stores, and shows are we loving? Here we go.
Let's make it a good day. We do it our own way. Let's make it a good day. Oh, no matter what they say. Oh, yeah.
Good morning, Duluth. Good morning, Bloomington. Good morning, Newcastle, Washington. And good morning to you. Welcome to the Jason Show. I'm Jace. Please say hello to my sidekick sister from another mister and Costco's free sample giver of the month, Kendall Mark, everyone.
What a job.
What a job. May I have a pizza roll?
Do you think that they get to eat the things?
Yeah, I think I'm positive because they need to represent the product to us consumers.
I would be sampling it and representing it very well every 5 minutes.
I would weigh 900 pounds.
Me too.
I would just eat. I wouldn't. But you know, the trick at Costco is you don't eat lunch. You bring someone with that's not hungry, and you get a free sample, and then you bring your friend up there to get a sample, and then you eat both of them.
I do that with Jordan all the time. He just doesn't like to snack. He'll eat anything.
Yeah.
So I'm like, just get one for me.
Yeah, good too. Because, you know, you can really, one per person.
Yeah.
I like to respect that. They have rules.
Yes.
I try to be a rule follower.
Some days.
Thank you. Let's say hi to our audience. We have some good ones today. Let's say hi to Azalea. Hi, Azalea. How you doing? First of all, may I say that is a beautiful name. Where you zooming in from?
My mom named me after her favorite aunt, Azalea. I'm glad her name wasn't Petunia or Rose, though.
And then we have Dawn. Dawn, you're in Hudson, Wisconsin, I hear.
I am in Hudson, Wisconsin.
Well, we're glad to have the both of you, and they have some questions for us. And Bruce is here, too. We're going to get him logged in. As you can see, it's just a black screen down there. We'll get him tuned in.
We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out. Mm-hmm. That's coming up in just a little bit. Okay, so today you just saw we call it the cold open, a little tease there. Kendall, I'm going back to the North Oaks rummage sale.
Yes, you are.
Now, let me just say, and they're watching right now. All the volunteers are watching in the appliance section of this rummage sale. And it's so big, it takes place in the ice arena in Shoreview. Now, I don't know specifically, but I'm just going to say this, and it might not be true. It's the largest rummage sale in the Midwest. It has to be. It has to be at least one of the.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. Okay, so we've been doing, every year I go. Mm-hmm. It's tradition. Mm-hmm. And in the first couple years, and I'm just being honest, one of the things that drives news report, and I'm like feature reporters. Feature reporters are the ones that go out and they're like, oh, look, it's Amelia's 105th birthday. They do the fun stories, like Shane does.
Yep.
One of the things that drives those reporters and me crazy is when the PR people tell you how to do the story. No. And the first couple years, admittedly, of doing this, the folks there were always so excited, right, Eric, photographer Eric, that 40,000 people would come up to us as we're shooting the story. Have you seen this blender? Have you seen this puzzle from 1942? Jason, come here. Here's a Shaw. And it was just, we would spend time, and I love that the volunteers are excited, but Eric and I couldn't get the story done because everybody wanted to tell us how to do the story.
Yes.
And I'm like, no. Well, this year, check this out. Mm-hmm. We had Betty the bouncer. We had a bouncer, basically. I walk in. I'm not kidding, 27 years of TV, one of my favorite shooting story experiences. I walk into the arena, and right away, Betty's on me. She goes, hi, Jason. You can put your keys over there, and I'm here to keep people away from you. And I said, God bless America.
God bless Betty.
So we're sitting there, and this is one of my, Kendall, ask Eric, I'm not exaggerating this to make you laugh. Mm-hmm. I'm standing here, Eric, photographer's there, and we're shooting a little part of the story. And there's a sweet volunteer, Betty, who's standing, or not Betty, we'll call her Ruth. Ruth is right here, standing just by Eric doing nothing. Bouncer Betty goes, "Get out of the shot, Ruth! Get out of the shot! Keep moving, Ruth! Get back to housewares, Ruth!" I called her out by name. Bouncer Betty was not messing around.
She don't play.
Get away from photographer Eric, Ruth. Get back to housewares. I gotta tell you, it was the smoothest experience. I was in and out in like, I don't know, 20 minutes. So then, because there's 8 million volunteers, I'll get to the hot dish, I swear. There's 8 million volunteers. So they provide food for these people, okay? They were so excited for their taco bar. They had this taco bar that stretched 40 miles.
I love taco bars.
And I walk in and this little woman, little bitty little old woman, pops out from clothes and she goes, "Hi, you want a taco?" And I was like, "No, I gotta shoot the story, but thank you, sweetheart. I'll wait until," and that's for you, I'm not working.
What did she sound like?
"Hi, want a taco?" And I said, "No, I'm just the TV goober. Save it for the people that are really working." So we get done with a story, and Eric backed me up. We get done, and another woman pops out from Antiques. And because it's so big, there's departments. She pops out, she goes, "Want a taco?" And I said, No, it's for your volunteers.
For tacos.
So we get done. Eric sends me the best text I've ever received from photographer Eric. He said, 5 minutes after you left, a woman came up and said, "We would really appreciate it if you could film our taco bar." God bless the United States of America. So you will find out soon if the taco bar is included in the story. I love the North Oaks Rummage Sale people so much. And on that, I say, let's start the hot dish. Here we go, everybody.
Taco bar hot dish.
Taco bar. The hot dish today has taco seasoning.
Ooh.
You want a taco? Things are not looking good for Wendy Williams these days. Her show was set to return next Monday for season 13, but it's been delayed. Wendy reportedly has tested positive for a breakthrough case of COVID, and according to our friends at TMZ, she's been taken to the hospital for a psychiatric evaluation. So COVID plus that. Last week, she was supposed to make the rounds promoting her new season, including our show, doing an interview with us. But that got canceled, obviously due to her health issues. The new season is now set to debut in early October. We're going to have more on this in a couple minutes with TMZ. So all I'll say right now is, obviously I'm going to start with I'm worried about Wendy. But number two, I'm thinking, I have to be honest, what are they going to do with that show? Because it has been in turmoil. You know what I mean? It's topsy-turvy for 2-3 seasons. I just wonder if eventually, by Wendy's decision or maybe the production, that they're just going to cancel the show. And maybe that's best for Wendy. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. And it's also so much he said, she said right now, and we're all just kind of like, what's going on with Wendy? Because we all love her.
Yep.
Who doesn't love Wendy?
Well, there are people that don't. But I mean, yes. But you never want to see someone's health deteriorate.
And we are not those people. We love Wendy.
Wendy's a good friend of our shows, and she's been nothing but nice to me. Next in the dish, McDreamy may not have been so dreamy on the set of Grey's Anatomy. We're learning more about ABC's decision to kill off Patrick Dempsey's character in a brand new book. If you're just starting the show, by the way, spoiler alert for an 18-year-old show. Apparently, Patrick became toxic on the set. He complained about having to come into work every day. Shonda Rhimes, the creator, you guys know Shonda, got sick of it, and the two eventually were at each other's throats. Patrick said he stuck around because they were paying him so much money. But they eventually killed him in a car accident in season 11, even though he had just signed a contract extension, which tells you everybody's replaceable.
Yep.
If I make Kim Jong-un mad enough, there's going to be a season finale where I just go right off a cliff. Yeah. What? It could be, and then that right there, take a shot. That'll be changed to Kindle in 4 seconds.
No.
I think they already have it ready, by the way.
Where's Thelma and Louise?
We're going together?
We go together. We're like a package deal, but then I'll bring a parachute just in case they want me.
Thank you, honey. Okay, I was going to be nice to you, but no. Anyway, this doesn't surprise me. These stories have been around for years.
Yeah.
Even if 50% of these stories are true, he's a pill. He's a pill.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Next in the dish, we're getting our first look at the new season of the Great British Baking Show. The show released a video, I'm so happy about this, of the cast yesterday. On the season's cast, a police detective, a psychology student, an engineer, and a retired nurse. The new season will debut on Netflix. We have to wait for it, people. 1 week, next Friday, and episodes will drop to us weekly a few days after they air over there in Britain. This is a basket of joy. You know how I feel about
Yes.
the world is nutter butters right now. It's negative. People are horrible. People are pushing each other down escalators. Patrick Dempsey's yelling at people. But this is a bright little piece of sun in your day. That's how I look at that show.
It really is. And I was not really someone who was always into it, but because of exactly what you're saying, I'm like, I just need happy people on TV for a while.
Making muffins and sponge cakes.
And sponge cakes that are just a little too dense for a sponge cake.
Oh, I got a soggy bottom. That's my favorite line from the show. I got a soggy bottom.
Ooh.
I don't presently, just FYI. We'll be we'll be right back. Back in a moment. Stay with us. It's Friday. More hot dishes coming out of the oven. Coming up next, everyone seems to be piling on now former Jeopardy host Mike Richards. Except for one person. Who and why? TMZ has the story. Then, what treasures and treats will I find at this year's North Oaks Rummage Sale? My annual trek to one of the largest sales in the Midwest. And what TV shows and items are we loving this week? The Jason Show staff will reveal their latest best things ever. That and more when we come back.
We conducted an experiment today. We went out in the street, we asked people to weigh in on a bunch of celebrity misdeeds that we made up. Now, none of these things actually happened, but that didn't stop folks from being upset with them about them in a new segment here on the show called the first ever edition of Cancel Nation.
What was your reaction when you saw the video of Wayne Brady chopping down the windmill?
And just what is happening here? This is bizarre.
Where were you when you saw the video?
Oh, I read a tweet. Like I was up late and I saw the tweet, or maybe it was early morning. I can't remember. And I was really excited. I texted my friends. I was like, "Do you guys see that this happened?"
Can you describe it for anyone who didn't see it at this point? Which is no one.
He just seemed crazy. He was like, "What is happening here?"
Was it right for George Clooney to lose the role of Santa Claus for the harmful things he said about Italian food?
Yeah, I think George Clooney deserves to be canceled for that.
And do you think he should apologize?
I think he should. Yeah, he should own up to his wrongs.
When did you first hear about it?
Honestly, I didn't know much about it. I heard on Twitter a little bit, but I didn't really look much into it. I don't really keep up with him as much.
What tweets did you see?
Just like people talking about canceling him and just like him not apologizing for his wrongs.
Spaghetti Gate?
Yes.
Frightening. What am I going to say, Kendall? I weep for the future. I weep for the future.
Yes.
Do people want to be on television that bad?
Yeah, she
that
just
they
kept
walk up to the
digging
mic?
that hole. She was like, yes, yes, yes. Just
Yeah.
lie.
I mean, this coming from a guy on TV, but I'm just saying.
And we're full of lies. Too.
Don't. No, don't say.
I'm
Now, what are we?
I'm joking. I'm kidding.
Next. It's an extra serving of hot dish all the way from Hollywood. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for our new friend, Jacob Wasserman from TMZ. Hi, Jacob.
Hey, how's it going, Jason?
Good, buddy. Well, we talked about it earlier. We said you guys are going to have more. Wendy Williams, what's going on with her?
Yeah, so sources close to Wendy Williams have been filling us in on this situation. So just a day before it was announced that her show is going to be pushed due to COVID issues, Wendy checked herself into a hospital for a psychiatric evaluation. And we're being told by our sources that Wendy has been dealing with some mental health struggles for quite some time now, so this isn't a big surprise. So she checked herself in on her own terms. She's getting the help she needs, which is great. And as for her show, it was supposed to air on September 20th. Now that's being pushed to October 5th. This is due to COVID. And we're also being told that Wendy does have a case of COVID. Fortunately, she's asymptomatic. She's not feeling that ill, but she's getting the help she needs right now, which is fantastic, and we definitely wish her the best.
Absolutely. Let's move to another daytime show. We're talking The Price is Right. The host, Drew Carey, sticking by his former executive producer and former host of Jeopardy, weird to say, Mike Richards. He's the only one sticking by him, isn't he, Jacob?
I mean, it looks like at least Mike Richards has one good friend in Hollywood right now, and I mean, that's Drew Carey. And you might be thinking, Drew Carey and Mike Richards, why would that be a couple? And people might forget that Mike Richards was the executive producer of Price is Right before heading to Jeopardy. Now, of course, Mike Richards stepping down as the host and then eventually being taken off as the executive producer of Jeopardy. We really haven't seen or heard much of him. So we saw him at Swingers yesterday with Drew Carey, and Swingers is kind of like a diner here in LA. And they were just getting breakfast, and it was good to see them, catching up. And we asked them some questions. We said, Mike, did you feel like you got kind of a raw deal in this situation because these comments that you were taken down for were from years ago? He was quiet, but it's good to see him just out and about, living his life, and we wish them the best.
Thank you for clarifying what Swingers was. We're coming up with all sorts of torrid things, but thank you for clarifying what that was. Hey, finally, The Bachelor's Hannah Ann has sued a major company. What's going on with this?
So Hannah Ann Sluss, the star from The Bachelor, she's going after some major players in like the pharmaceutical industry, Procter & Gamble, Target, and this is over her face being shown on Downy products. So she was on Downy products, detergent, as you can see here, a while ago. This was back in 2019, she allowed them to do it. But now she's still seeing these products in stores, and she's saying, hey, I did not let you use this photo for these past couple years. And now it's being advertised on Procter & Gamble Downy's Life Gets Stinky campaign, which she is saying, I do not want to be a part of that at all. So she's filing a lawsuit against these guys saying, hey, I need to be taken off these products ASAP. I think I need some cash in return. But let's get moving on that.
Oh my goodness. The good news is you're on a Downy bottle. The bad news is it's a campaign basically saying you stink. That's fantastic. Jacob, have a good weekend, my friend. Thank you.
You too.
I always think about that, the generic. And I know they sign contracts and they sign their life away.
Right.
But when models go in to shoot generic photos that you see on shows like this or whatever, can you imagine, you go in and you're, hey, and then your face is on like hemorrhoid cream or something? You know what I mean?
Oh, well, so before this job, I had an agent.
Oh God, where's she going?
No, it's not bad.
Okay.
Don't worry. And everything we would go into, it was these really ironclad contracts because of that. Because these companies, otherwise, they can sneak in there and then be like, "What's happening to her?" And then they're like, "Oh yeah, well you didn't say this X, Y, Z, so now we're going to use you in the hemorrhoid cream."
So look for Kendall's picture at a CVS near you.
Hey. You got the burn? Here to help.
Next in the dish, Melissa McCarthy was on with Colbert last night. The two tested out, this is great, some new technology. Look.
Here's the thing. There are still some times when someone I really want to talk to isn't able to be here in New York, which was the case with tonight's guest, Melissa McCarthy. Now, fortunately, The Late Show has been developing a revolutionary new technology that allows me and a guest to transport ourselves via the astral plane to some common location at the same time. Jim, transfer me to Melissa McCarthy. Good Lord. Where's Melissa?
That was odd.
Melissa, thank you so much for being with me today.
Thanks for bringing me in.
Lovely to see you again.
You too. Oh, yes.
Down.
Oh, yes.
There you go.
So good to see you.
Can I say that I hate that technology? Drew Barrymore used it. There it is, like in kind of real. Drew Barrymore used it, and then Oprah Winfrey used it because Oprah hasn't left Hawaii since like 2018. I don't like it. You can still tell it's fake.
At first, the very first time someone used it, it was a little like, oh, something seems off, but that you didn't get it. And then when they came out, like you're saying, oh, well, that's why it's a little weird.
I know. It's the thing in the COVID era. We utilize it too because we have to. There's a difference. It really is. You as a viewer it may not compute. It's subconscious. There is a difference between an in-studio guest and I think people are sick of Zoom interviews. You know what I mean? Like with celebrities.
Right.
Yeah, as we get ready to talk to our audience via Zoom. But you know what I mean. There's a difference, and we're working on it. We're going to be bringing an audience back probably soon. Melissa, by the way, is on the new Netflix movie, The Starling, which drops next week. And hey, let's go to Zoom to talk to our audience. Now, Azalea, I love this question, especially given my story at the top of the broadcast. Azalea wants to know, Kendall, how do you deal with obsessive people in public? In a polite way. I will tell, Azalea, I will tell you this wrapped in a story. I have, my resting face isn't always pleasant. So people think that I'm, whatever, staff. So people think that I'm not approachable. I really do try when people are, look, if they take the time to say hello to me, it means a lot to me. The only time it gets to me, Azalea, and I had a woman do this, is when they come up while I'm eating, while I have food in my mouth. There was a woman one time that came, and I was with my mother-in-law, father-in-law, and husband, and she slid into our booth, Azalea. She slid into our booth and proceeded to grab my mother-in-law's beer and start drinking it.
No.
No.
Azalea, no. So that is the only time I lose my patience, and I have to kind of put them gently or not so gently in their place. And that was when I told that woman, I said, these people did not choose this job. This is their time. I would appreciate it if you would not drink my mother-in-law's beer. So anyway, we're going to have more fun with the audience a little bit later.
I love that story. Or the lady that sat on your lap and kissed you. That one was fun, too.
Oh, yeah. At the Highway Inn, she sat on my lap and started groping me and making out with me.
Yep.
In the middle of the pandemic. It was lovely. Azalea, that was fantastic. No.
No.
That's the Azalea no.
No.
Next to the dish, the new season of The Bachelorette hasn't aired yet, but we're already learning who the next Bachelor will be. And he's an unknown to most people, at least for now. According to Variety, Clayton, this dude right here, Clayton Echard will be the leading man on season 26, which will debut in January. Oh my God, it's a white man. In classic Bachelor fashion, producers picked him from The Bachelorette, where he didn't find love. Only problem is that season featuring Michelle Young doesn't air until October. Here's what we know about him. He's a former football player and now works in orthopedic sales. Not
aerobic sales? And 1, and 2, and
3, and 2, and 1, and 4, and 5, and 6, and 7, 8, and go back, and forward, back, forward. Production on the new season of The Bachelor starts next month.
Wouldn't that be great?
And he has to give up his job in aerobic sales.
Yeah.
I didn't even look. Is he a good-looking guy, Kendall? I didn't even look. I was reading the story.
They don't pick ugly people. Like, okay, they don't pick not mildly attractive
Thank you,
people.
Leo.
I think he's attractive.
Oh, he's not attractive.
Yeah, he's not necessarily my type from that one photo, but he's not unattractive. I'm spilling over my
let's
words.
be clear. I would let him buy me a drink. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hey, you got a taco bar at home?
Hey, by the way.
Yes.
Are you still in the taco bar?
I know, what? We got to go to commercial, my love.
All right, Michelle Young's season, I have heard that it is the best Bachelorette season in like years.
Oh.
Our girl.
Who is Kendall talking to at ABC?
I have people. Ted and I have sources.
I love you so much. I can't even stand it.
Each other.
Azalea, no. We got to take a break. We'll be back right after this. Stay with us.
Let's make it a good day. We do it our own way. Let's make it a good day. Oh, no matter what they say. Oh, yeah.
The guys at the Am House currently on tour. Get their music wherever you get yours. Well, I told you about this at the top of the show. It's an annual tradition for us that was interrupted by the pandemic last year, and for them, obviously. The North Oaks Rummage Sale is back. Now, here's the good thing. We have a lot of fun there, but it's really for a great cause. It benefits the Children's Hospital Association, and it's happening this weekend. And once again, I think this is our 6th year in a row. I got the chance to go through the sale before it opens to see what crazy treasures I could find. Okay, hey girl, hey, we are here, our annual pilgrimage to the North Oaks Rummage Sale. Giant, I mean, look at this place. Again, it's huge. And all of you need to come here this weekend because remember last year they couldn't do it, so we need everyone to show up. This year, we thought we'd add a little twist to my annual visit. This year, I'm looking for gifts for Jeff, Ted, Kendall, and even Director Leo. We're not 30 seconds into this, and I have already spotted executive producer Jeff's gift here in one of my favorite spots every year, the toy section. Look at this. Thank you for being a friend. Travel down the road and back again. It is a gently used Sophia from the Golden Girls Chia Pet. Jeff, you're gonna cherish this. I want this on your desk until the day you leave, which I hope is never. I mean, if you want to leave, it's fine, but, you know, not for a couple years. Ted is single.
Ted is single. Ted is single.
Jeff is single.
Jeff is single. Jeff is single.
When will they get a date? Oh, the bird doesn't even know. The bird is even scared of that question. I had one of these. This is what we used to call in the 80s a boombox. It either sits like this on your shoulder, or if you're John Cusack, you say anything. We're still on the hunt for Ted. We're still on the hunt. We're in housewares, but there could be a detour. It's like Oprah's favorite things. This is the favorite things section of the crew. Welcome to the premiere episode of Mug or Planter. Is it a mug or is it a planter? It's an airline stewardess paper doll book, and it comes complete with duct tape to tape unruly passengers to the seats.
Is that crumbly meatloaf a pain to serve? Do you hate all the oil, grease, and fat it cooks in? There's gotta be a better way.
Hi, it's Mark with the perfect meatloaf pan.
When I think of Ted, I think new house, I think picky eater, so of course, Ted, our gift to you is the new perfect meatloaf pan set. Delicious meatloaf every time. Meatloaf you'll never, ever, ever eat. Welcome to episode 2 of Mug or Planter. I'm going with Mug with this one. He looks like he's not having a good day. When I think of Kendall, I think porcelain faces right there. Look at them. Eric, she's gonna like this, isn't she? Look at this. Let me just imitate. Look at that. Eric, does that look good?
Oh, yeah.
Look at that.
So good.
Hi, I'm Kendall. Director Leo is our final person to find a gift for. And if you watch our show, you know or you'll remember that Director Leo, other than curling, loves golf.
I like golf.
This was the easiest of all. For Director Leo, our grand finale gift, ladies and gentlemen, the best in table ever. It's half of a man's legs with a golf club, with golf shoes, and a tabletop. Leo, that table's for you. I love ya. Oh! Single-handedly, the best photographer, producer, editor, and one human being, and now is photographer Eric. And now you know why. I say it all the time. I will never do, if he gets fired for stealing office supplies,
Don't tell them.
I will not do this show without him. That's all Eric right there. How great is that sale? How great are those items? Did you like your brooch?
A, you hang those on the wall. I used to have them as a child, so you picked up the perfect
They were in the
gift for
jewelry
me.
section.
They're not jewelry. B,
You better not tell Bouncer Betty that.
B, that table for Leo is beautiful.
Isn't it?
It's a thing of beauty. I hope you put it somewhere in your house, Leo.
Oh, it's fantastic. Well, I didn't really buy you anything, but I'm just saying it's still there. I'm not buying you people things. You can get it yourself.
It was for charity, Jason.
Exactly. Other people can buy it for charity. No, I didn't have room in my car. I'm sorry. I didn't have room.
For my brooch?
My car is very full.
Mm-hmm. Full of your big head.
It is very large. It is. My cranium is large. Okay, here's the deal. Here's what you need to know. We always have fun, but we really need all of you to go out this weekend because they missed out on last year, and that's like $250,000. I'm not joking. That goes to the Children's Hospital Association. So here's what you need to know. First of all, there's their website. The Rummage sale is happening tomorrow and Sunday at the Shoreview Ice Arena. Head to northoaksrummagesale.org for more information. Get there early. There's an early bird hour thing, but you have to pay $5 to get there early.
Oh, that's it?
Yeah, and get there early. The line is like something out of Disney World. Please go support them. And to Bouncer Betty and all of the ladies and gentlemen at the arena, I love you guys so much. We had so much fun. Thank you, as always, for welcoming us in and sharing your taco bar with us. We're going to take a break. We'll be back right after this. Welcome back, everybody. Okay. Oh, I love our Friday shows. Here's the deal. If you follow me on Instagram, it's just my name, Jason Matheson. You probably saw a throwback picture that I posted yesterday. Now, Leo, let's just put it up for just a second. Now, this is, I believe I'm about 6 or 7 years old, and this is at my Papa Earl's house of Betty and Earl's fame. This is his kitchen. That's actually the kitchen where those biscuits were made, and that's me holding a fish. Now, let's take down the photo for just a second, Leo. We can put it back up. I've told this story on this broadcast a couple times, but there is a reason why I'm telling it again. That story is, I wasn't a sporty kid at all, obviously. That was the only time I touched a fish in my entire childhood. I didn't have people taking me fishing. It just wasn't, I wasn't in that kind of family. Well, I went to my papa's house that day, and my cousins were older, and they were picking on me. They were making fun of me that I wasn't, I don't play baseball, I've never fished. And they go, so we're going to take Jason to the creek, because in Indiana, it's not a creek, it's a crick. So they thought that they were going to make fun of me that I wasn't going to catch anything. So we go out into the woods behind my papa's house, and we go to this creek. And I'm walking with like a giant stick that's like a staff. I'm like Gandalf. And I'm walking, and my cousins are there with real fishing poles. And I tried to use a fishing pole and didn't do well. And they're there, and we're there about an hour. And those brats didn't catch anything. So just as they're getting ready to give up, I saw this fish swimming by me, and I went, bloop! And I speared it, and I caught it, and walked home with it. Walking home, they caught nothing. So I go back, and you can see I have no teeth. I was so proud of this fish, because again, it's the only sporty thing I've ever done in my life. Look at that. I mean, I know how happy I was. And look at my shirt, by the way. Anyway, so I've told this story, and I posted this photo over the 20-some years I've been doing this a few times. I myself never realized something in this photo. 37 years later. Leo, can we take it full? I'll let everybody examine me. There we go. Take a good look. On top of the microwave, there is a cup of a breast. There's a booby cup sitting on top of my papa's microwave. It took one eagle-eyed Jason Show viewer to say, Jason, I love the fish, and I love the truck-sized microwave, but has anyone noticed the boob cup? The boob mug?
Oh my gosh, that's a nipple.
Right, yes, right about now, my mother is rolling on the floor because I obviously don't remember this day, Kendall. I was young. I do, however, remember that was a gag gift given to my papaw, and my papaw sitting on his chair on the porch with really rough gravel, really rough cement, because he was very poor, sitting there drinking his coffee from the boob mug most mornings of his life. I have looked at that photograph thousands of times. I'm 47. So it's even older. I had no idea, I think her name was Lee, no idea that there was a breast cup sitting on the microwave.
And we know it was a mug. It wasn't a vase. Mug
No,
or
I know.
vase?
Well, no, I remember. Well, it's time for mug or planter. No, it was not a planter.
Okay, just checking.
No, it was a breast mug. It was a boob mug. It was given because it was a bachelorette party for my Aunt Debbie,
Oh, so
the one that used to squeeze my cheeks and call me Jaybird. And my papaw took it and enjoyed his coffee every morning out of it.
I'm sure he did.
One of the 8 million reasons why I loved my papaw Earl. We got to take a break. You can see it for yourself on my Instagram right now, really up close. Probably shouldn't have done that gesture. But anyway, we'll be right back. Stay with us, everybody. Oh, I wonder if they have one of those mugs at the North Oaks Rummage sale. Welcome back. Many of you may be looking for new shows to binge, and we're helping you out today. It is time for our latest Best Things Ever. Both Kendall and I, not the whole staff. I teased that it's a whole staff. It's not Jeff or Ted. It's just the two of us.
We don't need them.
No. Both, oh, are you kidding me? Yes, we do. Both Kendall and I have a pick for shows that we're really loving right now. I'm going to go first. My show is a mystery comedy about 3 strangers obsessed with the true crime podcast who start investigating a murder in the building they all live in. You probably heard of this. It's on Hulu. It's called Only Murders in the Building. Look.
I can't stop thinking about this.
Neither can I.
We should do our own true crime podcast.
We're gonna go down there and look around for clues. You wanna come?
Do I want to break into a dead guy's apartment and go through all his Sounds like an afternoon.
Right now, the only thing that matters is that there's a killer on the loose in our building.
Oh, that is a very good line. Badly delivered, but a good line.
I think we're on to
This is so smart. The show was created by Steve Martin and his buddy Martin Short's in it, and then Selena Gomez, which is, you know, it's an unlikely trio there. The idea, it's so funny, they've been doing, I'm sure you guys have seen, they've been doing a lot of publicity. And the story goes, Steve's had this idea in his head for years. He thought it would be very funny he's like, I picture 2 old men investigating murders in the building they live in. And he was telling this to Marty Short, and Marty goes, Steve, we're old, and we can do this, and you're a writer, you can write this. And then it began. It's been in the works for years. You can so tell it is a Steve Martin written project, because I think Steve is one of the greatest comedians that we have. I mean, writing, anything, his books are amazing. So, and you can tell there's a tone to it that is very connected to Steve and his work. I love it, and it's for all ages. You know, Selena's in there for the youngins. Well, not for all ages. I mean, don't put little Skippy in front of the TV.
Right.
But you know what I mean. I mean, for adults, every demo, there's something for everybody. It's smart, it's funny, it's light, and the act, I mean, come on. There's nothing better than Steve Martin and Martin Short. I will add a little addendum to this, a little addition. If you have the Masterclass, app, Steve Martin also has an incredible masterclass on comedy, teaching comedy, the basics, the building blocks. How do you craft a joke? It's fascinating, even if you don't want to be a stand-up comedian. Listening to him and how he builds comedy, it's endlessly interesting. So Steve Martin's class, available in Masterclass, and you can stream Only Murders in the Building on Hulu. And good news, the show was just renewed for a 2nd season.
I have one question. Are they short or long episodes?
They're like 35 minutes. They're short.
Okay.
It's like a sitcom.
That's nice.
So easily digestible.
Okay.
Hulu, everybody. Kendall, what do you have?
Okay, I'm really obsessed with this show on Netflix. It's a documentary series about some of the biggest heists ever pulled off in American history, and it's told by the people who committed the crimes. It's called Heist.
$100 million heist? Who isn't interested?
Miami Airport was the scene of one of the largest heists in U.S. history.
4 kids from Cuba. This is it, the American dream.
The armored truck was packed with more than $3 million.
We were like Bonnie and Clyde. The bourbon theft of the decade.
Well over $1 million. I know a guy that could get stuff. I was that guy.
So it's a lot like some of those other documentaries / you've kind of got those people acting that weren't really a part of it. What do you call that?
Reenactments.
Thank you.
Dramatic
reenactments.
So like Unsolved Mysteries.
Exactly, like that show Unsolved Mysteries. And I loved that show. I loved Dateline. And this is all about these heists that a lot of you will probably remember. A lot of them took place in the 90s. So I don't necessarily remember the original news coverage of it, but a lot of you might remember it, which would probably make it even more interesting. So every episode, there's 6 episodes.
Okay.
3 different stories. So each of them is a 45-ish to an hour long episode, and there's 2 parts.
Oh.
And they're told, like I said, through the people who actually experienced it. So you're talking, or not talking, but you're hearing from the people who actually pulled off the heist.
So because we were just saying, I don't always love the dramatic recreations, but even though you have those, we are actually getting interviews with the folks behind each heist.
Exactly.
I like that.
Yeah, and you see old news coverage of it, and they're talking to people who reported on it and people who were in the FBI and helped solve these crimes. And the whole time you're kind of like, okay, I get it. How are they talking to me right now? Because, I mean, these are massive. They're stealing millions of dollars. And you kind of find out little twists at the end of every series. Does that make sense? It's really cool.
So like the twist could be they're using the Stephen Colbert technology to beam them from jail into an interview chair?
Not even like that.
Okay.
But no, honestly, we were like, are they in jail? Like Dateline will do that?
Yeah.
No. And there's always an interesting twist. My favorite one is actually the last of the 3, and it's about bourbon. And it's about people who just took bourbon and took like millions of dollars worth of specialty bourbon. So good.
Episode 3.
Good. Yeah, that's episode 3. So really loved it. Heist on Netflix.
So only Murders in the Buildings on Hulu, and Heist is on Netflix. And those are our latest best things ever. We're going to take a break. When we come back, wrapping things up with our question of the day, and we're going to say goodbye to our audience when we come back. Welcome back, everyone. Don't forget, as we said earlier, you can stay connected with our show on the ye old social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Just search for Jason Show TV and our personal accounts too. Kendall Mark and Jason Matheson. We're always up to something during the weekend. You're always at some sort of party or something.
I'm just so popular.
You are very popular. Here we go. Our bubblegum question of the day. You ready, Kendall?
Yes.
What is it? If you won the Powerball, what is the first thing you would buy? The answer when we return. We want to say goodbye to our audience. A big thanks to Azalea, Bruce, Dawn, and Corey. Bruce had trouble with his camera there, but hi, Corey. I missed you. You got to come back. We're going to have a studio audience hopefully really soon, so the 3 of you have to come back when we do. Thank you so much. Okay, the question for the bubblegum goodbye Powerball, what would you buy?
Fun thing, I would totally get like a private island or something like that and bring my whole family and just have a great like 2-week vacation.
That would be your, yeah.
Yeah, just
I like that.
rent out the whole place like a Kim Kardashian move, you know?
Bruce on our Instagram just wrote he would buy you a chair.
Oh, Lord.
People, for the 800th time. She wants to stand.
Just poking the bear.
I know. Now they're just poking the bear when they ask that question.
What would you get?
I would buy. I would buy the land to build a replica of South Fork Ranch from Dallas.
Hey, baby.
Because I'm still waiting for someone to will me. You know what I mean? Like some woman that does, or some guy or woman that has no family. You know what I mean? And they're like, oh, I'm gonna will it to Jason.
He looks so nice.
I need about 10 acres or so. So if you have that, go ahead and call me. Yeah. Some big name guests are coming up on the show next week. We're talking to singer and Food Network star Trisha Yearwood about her new cookbook and a big event happening at Mall of America. Plus, who can forget their big hits from the early 80s? Nelson's here. Woo! That's coming up tomorrow. That's coming up next week. That's going to do it for us. If you're a kid that's being, and the legend returns too. Marilyn May. That's next week. Go out there and be yourself, everybody. Nobody can tell you you're doing it wrong.